I thought the book was a wonderful journey of faith, from having it, from losing it, to regaining it back again. The journey that she took personally through this fiction book, which you sort of parallel as for reality for ourselves or the readers, was a similar journey that we all take. And it just restores the faith. I mean, a lot of times you don't know where the road's going to lead you. There's corners that you can't see, and that's where faith comes in, and that's where this book sort of brings you. What the author was doing in this book was remarkable, because it showed you that there was no safety net for her, and in order to gain faith, you had to lose it to understand what you didn't have, and that helped the reader go through, because it opens up our own soul, our own mind, and our own body in terms of what we go through every day. Padre Pio is very big in the Italian community. We have a medal that I wear, which is a number one, which is I guess a relic with a particle of the glove behind it. And this is what before my mom passed, she kissed the medal. And that's very special to me. I wear that not just because of the medal, but the significance of it. And what Padre Pio was giving everyone, the mirror, there's always room for one more miracle. You knew that it was a journey of faith. You knew that it was going to take you from one point to the other. You just didn't know what you had to leave behind, so that this way you could gain more later on. This tells a story through a parable. And that parable and the importance of grasping this message, for us in today's day and age, we are very busy. And sometimes we only realize what we see, but not what we don't see. And that's where faith comes in. And that's what the book gives us. It's a gift. The gift the book you get out of the book and out of the story is that of faith. And that with our busy schedule as we have, because we don't have, the war of attrition is time, and we don't have that time. Well, guess what? This book makes you think about that. It puts it in perspective. It tells you to slow down. It gives you direction on how you're going to pace your life, and also how to let go. It reminds you of the importance of faith and God and mankind, because you never know where the next gift's going to come from. Whether it came from this gentleman we know called Jimmy, or whether it came from the assistant or the person who was helping Bethany all through the book. There were those angels there, because everyone is an angel. You just don't realize, well, that person doesn't look the angel part. Well, you want to know something? What is an angel? And that's where faith is. And you don't judge a book by its cover, just like you don't judge the medal by its cover, because there's so much deeper that this story, this goes into, that tells you more about what the gift that came from Jimmy, and the bakery, whether it's a store or a bakery, or the parallels where the author would take us down that path, or walking down that street, or walking into that restaurant, or sitting, laying down on a makeshift bed near her dad. So something, we've all lived that, and that for a fiction book is really nonfiction. So that's the gift, and it brings into today's busy world. But it also tells you, stop, slow down, have faith. Not because of the medal you wear, but because of the belief in your heart and what that means to you. Well, the gifts that Jimmy was giving also. He's an angel. He's an angel of the Lord. Did you ever think that Jimmy would be that angel? No. You never thought that quote unquote that character. But something, he's all heart. And in that the gift that he gave us didn't come because of what he looked like, or how he spoke, or what he wore. It was the gift that came inside, how he helped Mark out, how he helped everyone else out in the book, in the story. That's remarkable, because you know something? That's who stands next to us on the platform waiting for the train. That's who stands in line in front of us or behind us at the supermarket. Someone who sits at a diner and is sitting next to you, because the gift that Jimmy has, we all do. And something, you just sometimes want to break down the barrier and have that faith, or ask that person, say, what do you think? Now, I know a Jimmy in my life, just like the author knows a Jimmy in her life. And I'm going to tell you something, that's a remarkable man or woman, because something, we're fortunate enough, but we know something, we have to open our eyes and actually recognize the Jimmys of this world, because that's the real gift.